So it's an okay hand. We got the Jaxi. That's really the only thing that matters. So long as we have one of those, we should be pretty much fine with whatever. So this is a Vitruvian, the first one, also in a while. A lot of my games lately have been Lyonar and Venar and a bit of Abyssian. So it's been pretty rare to see this like Vitruvian and the other one, what's her face? Or what's this? Songhai. And that, I don't think I've seen. When was the last time I've seen a Magmar? I was actually like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks ago, when I was trying out the scientist deck. And you know, I was getting completely destroyed by Magmar. Completely countered that style of deck. Right, which was so frustrating. Like, I think the video is titled "The Black Sea" because the Black Sea is really salty, and I was really salty. Because it's like I'd get, you know, pretty good level of creatures on the board. They were all under 3 health, you know, 3/10 provoke, 3/5 guardian, and all that, and he just plasma storm. And that was not fun to play against. Oh yeah, this guy, Vitruvian. I completely forgot. I like zoned out in my own little world about who I've been facing. I totally forgot that, you know, I'm supposed to be talking about the game at hand. Not much has really been happening. I don't think this is... It's like a combination of, it's not, you know, it's not a top tier player. And also, I don't think this deck list is all that great from what I've seen so far. In general, really, Vitruvian's cards are pretty weak, except for that single broken card, right? Maybe not broken, but it's incredibly powerful. And I have board control, so that's good. So I have a good next couple turns here. I got Dancing Blade. So I've got a really well-rounded hand. I'd be surprised if I went ahead and mulliganed. I shouldn't mulligan here. So that's just a note. You don't need a mulligan every turn. Yep, that's a good move. Keeper of the Veil would also be good, but I think my son, God, I always forget his name. What's his damn name? Sun something mercenary. It's probably a better choice. Looking for a Divine Bond. I ain't got one. I'm thinking about using a Tempest and attacking the Emerald Rejuvenator, clear the board, and also it'll clear his artifact. So I hope I do that. And I do. Okay, good. So that's a nice little 3-for-1 right there. Very good. And I auto attack the Rejuvenator or a Holy Immolation. That works too. That way I don't take 4 HP of damage, which would put me down to 14. And that's not good. Also, that heals up the Sun guy. The Sun Mercenary. Second Sun. His name is Second Sun. See, the problem with Second Sun is that doesn't sound like a minion name, right? It sounds like a group, like Second Sun Mercenaries. By calling him Second Sun Mercenary, I know that, you know, this guy is a mercenary, you know? Oh, God. Instead of Second Sun, which doesn't make any sense. You know, I think why I keep calling it Second Sun Mercenary is because in Mass Effect 3, probably through all the Mass Effects, I think there's a mercenary group called, like, something Sun. Maybe it's like Second Sun or something like that. I don't know. It sounds so familiar, and I keep saying it. So there we go. Like I said in a previous video, I'm trying to put my mouse cursor on the mana tile. But see, that takes up a pretty large portion of the screen. It's pretty distracting. and all that. So I go ahead and cash in on that value with the Dancing Blade. Make sure to aim it correctly, by the way. That'd be really embarrassing if I put it like the backwards way. I go ahead and martyrdom that because it's beefy. He does gain a lot of health back, but also I'm wrestling for board control, which is more important than, you know, a couple health early. So he's forced to use that card, which I think is complete garbage. It's 2 mana, and card draw is not very important in this game. Is that actually silencing anything? No, right? I'm of the opinion that unless it's your first turn trying to get a mana crystal or whatever, you shouldn't use the Emerald Rejuve or whatever the card is. That 2/2 Emerald Imperial Shroud, unless you're trying to actively silence something. That's the only reason you put it in the deck, so you can silence something. So I Divine Bond my 4/6, which is actually pretty unusual. Well, that's a nice bit of burst of damage. I don't use it to clear his board, though. Why didn't I do that? Because 10 damage, man. 10 damage. And his other minions are pretty garbage, so I don't have to really worry about it. Both of them are opening gambit minions, so their actual effective stats in combat are much worse. Silence, man. Silence don't do nothing to me. I don't care about your silence. Get that silence out of here. So that minion he's got right there is so incredibly annoying. That 5/5 that heals 10, deals 5. That's such a ginormous shift in, like, I can't even. That card is so dang annoying. Because it's so incredibly powerful. Luckily, I have a... what is it called? I have a silence to get rid of it. So by this point, it's effectively worthless, so who cares? Do I attack this and then... No, I can't even attack it. So I'm just going to take the hit on my Twilight Sorcerer, which is completely fine. Twilight Sorcerer is pretty beefy. That's why I like these cards with lots of health, because you can make trades like that and still have a minion on the board. So I chose between healing and Windblade of Death because I don't really need the healing. Vitruvian doesn't have a ton of burst. For the most part. He has the Maelstrom, which can be a problem, but he doesn't have a board. And I have double Dancing Blades right now. Double Dancing Blades is so deadly. And that White Widow is so good. Is that a neutral card? I need to figure that out. I'm pretty sure it's a neutral card. I need to get that. 'Cause I replace cards every turn. Nearly every turn. So he's down to 10 health, which puts him within kill range. I have 7, 9 damage. I'm missing 1 damage. And then there's Tempest. So I gotta make sure to do this in the right order so I can actually have lethal. I need to... And make sure I place my units correctly. So I move my General first, then move my Dancing Blades, and then I attack with my Twilight Sorcerer, and I attack with everything, and then Tempest for the finisher. That way I'm sure I have enough damage. And there you go. That's the win. The big W. So we're going up against Senpai Notice Me. Please, a gold Abyssian. And there's the Aegis Barrier that hardly ever comes in. I really need to get 3 of those. That card is so damn good. Actually, I think if it I think it's hidden OP right now, and it's just on the verge of the devs being like, "Yo, wait, this is actually completely broken. We need to increase the mana cost, or change it so that it blocks all spells like it does in Hearthstone." So yeah. So if you're playing Lyonar, make sure to craft that legendary, even though it doesn't seem that powerful. Even in a relatively basic deck with 3 Second Suns, 3 Ironcliff Guardians, 3 Dancing Blades, definitely. Those are all commons, rares, cards you get automatically. And you can Divine Divine Bond combo plus Aegis Barrier, and you've got a pretty incredible card still left on the field. And oh my god, I just thought of something. What if I use that 215 provoke, Aegis Barrier, and then Divine Bond it? That's so crazy. I actually may even make a gimmick deck. If I ever get 3 Aegis Barriers, I'm definitely going to make a gimmick deck. Where it's like the highest health characters in the game, and then Aegis Barrier, Divine Bond. Oh, that is so stupid. I'm so gonna do it. This feels like so much fun. Just to like, it may only win like, 20% of games, but in those 20% of games, like you're hitting the enemy with an untargetable 17 attack damage, 15 health character. It's just mental. So he's got pretty good tempo, this guy right now. I'm gonna be able to pick off that 2-3, or is it 2-1 now? I've got a Holy Immolation for next turn. Frame rate's dropping. Weird. And actually, he throws a lot of it into my provoke, which is amazing. He did my job for me, so that's fantastic. So I'm gonna move my Azurite Lion into place, and then Holy Immolation that. I make sure to move it. I wish I could have moved it one square up, but I'll take what I can get. So I'm going to attack first, and then I'm going to Holy Immolation. And I think I was just double checking my math or whatever. The very intricate math of 2 and 4 to make sure I can kill that unit, that weird looking Medusa snake head thing. I probably should attack that Wraithling, but whatever. Oh, you know what I was trying to do? I remember. I was trying to attack her first to draw out the Wraithlings and hopefully pick them off with the Holy Immolation. But I got one for 2, so that's pretty good. So she does have 2 Wraithlings still on the board, which is dangerous to have with Abyssian, but it probably won't be the end of me. I don't think. I'm already 10 health ahead, which is pretty massive. And that Azurite Lion getting a whole lot of worth. Getting both an attack and killing a minion on her turn after everybody used it. It's pretty fantastic. I've still got that dude in the top. I'm probably going to throw on the armor. No, I'm going to keep her the Veil. Keep her the Veil. But I don't want her to keep a unit on the board. Armor up. Yeah, I like the armor up option. Even though it slows down my tempo, it's a nice little... If you can get the armor on... and it not completely slow you down, then you should always go for it, because its collective worth over its lifespan is typically pretty incredible. But if the turn you play it on and the turn after, you're gonna hurt because you're not playing any cards, because it costs so much. But it's generally worth it in the end. So I'm looking for a Tempest or something. I'm gonna have to settle with probably a Martyrdom on that dude. It's pretty deadly. Even though it does give her 6 Wraithlings, it's 6 Wraithlings. She gets half of that with 1 regular card, so whatever. I think I was fishing for a Holy Immolation back. Martyrdom is okay. It's not too bad to get back for free. Right. Keep in mind. So in case you're wondering, Twilight Sorcerer, you have to keep Twilight Sorcerer in the deck. Even though I don't have 3 Aegis Barriers, I'd love to have a Twilight Sorcerer bring another Aegis Barrier back. Bring back a Martyrdom, a Divine Bond, Holy Immolation. These are all cards we want to have through every stage of the game. So that's why I have Twilight Sorcerer in there. And I think I actually only have like 2 of them, so it's not like, oh man, there's so many Twilight Sorcerers. And also, I only have 2 Keeper of the Veils. We don't really need 3, but 2 is a nice medium point in between those. So this gets so cheesy and gimmicky. You'll see it. It's crazy. So she's just gonna keep spawning and spawning and spawning. And I have no Tempest, so I have no way of dealing with this. See, that's why you don't let Abyssian keep Wraithlings alive, because stuff like that can happen. in just the span of like 1 or 2 turns. So I have to get rid of that thing immediately. So I'm getting martyrdom it. And then what I'm going to do? Keeper of the Veil? Yeah, Keeper of the Veil is good. And I'll place it on my left side because I want Keeper of the Veil to eat up a lot of those Wraithlings. And also I got the Twilight Sorcerer back, which is really good. That was really good. Because I need a minion that can tank a lot of those hits. And that's the exact one that I wanted. So next turn, I'm probably going to throw down that 6 mana chick. You know what? I'm going to call it Lyonar. That's Lyonar. It's Lyonar minion. I just realized, you know, golden, shield, sword, woman. It's Lyonar. So there's that burst. That was actually a really clever move by this Abyssian. It's so cheesy though, because you can't ever actually pull that off, except like it gets to me because I don't know, I didn't clear it fast enough. But anyway, she got off this incredibly crazy combo. It worked so well. The great thing is though is that I have some beefy units to soak up a lot of that damage, so it doesn't really matter in the end. Cute combo, didn't really work though. It didn't work to winner the game, rather, I should say. At least, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I win this. She still has a lot of minions on the board, but we're at even health. And, gosh, my voice scratch again. Again, so tired. So yeah, I want to play that 6 mana, the 6 mana Lyonar, and I'm actually gonna move into the corner and then place it in front of me so she can soak up all that damage, and then heal myself, put myself at a health advantage, and I could have played like that Azurite Lion, but I found that the health is more valuable. Next turn, I probably want to do what? Like the... probably the second sun. Or maybe Keeper of the Veil into Azurite Lion and Windblade Adept. Just to kind of flood the board, because Abyssian doesn't have that great of wave clear. Wave clear! I keep saying wave clear! Board clear. I'm playing lots of League of Legends, and wave clear is a very important mechanic. So that's the Dark Transformations. That's not that surprising. I wish I had the Aegis Barrier so I could avoid that kind of situation. She's moving in. She's gonna do some damage, but it really doesn't matter. So what do I go for here? I'd love to have a Tempest right now. That's the only reason I'd even take a Tempest these days, is so you can get off. You get off. Please don't soundbite that. Oh god. So you can kill off all these dumb Wraithlings. So I placed it in a spot where it's going to get as many of those Wraithlings as possible. I martyrdom at 3/3 because it's a little bit too powerful for my liking. And I'm pretty much just trying to survive by this point. My win condition is not there. I don't have my Aegis Barrier. I don't have my War Master. So I'm playing not to lose right now. And that's a key concept. Typically, we want to play to win, obviously. But in this situation, I don't have vital cards, even at this end game scenario. So I'm playing not to lose instead. And basically, I'm just trying to hope the other person makes a mistake that lets me, or just generally try and board clear and trade my way up into a win. But I'm not, by this point, I actually wouldn't. If it was in a competitive aspect, I may even surrender. That's something that StarCraft does a lot. When the player knows that they've lost, they'll just surrender right away, just to kind of get it over with. Oh wow, losing some frames. I don't know why this game isn't that intensive. I'm pretty sure I'm playing this through the client too, instead of the browser. The browser always causes problems for me. And by the way, that Mass Effect mercenary group is called the Blue Suns, so that's why I keep getting it confused. Second Sun, Blue Sun, mercenary group, same thing. So I'm very quickly spiraling out of control here. She has a massive health advantage. I'm in range of being burst. And I'm kind of, not doing so hot. There's that dancing blade value, and I'm taking damage all the while. I probably should have silenced that thing before those dying wishes came through. And now I'm gonna do it after the fact, so that was probably a mistake. Yeah, I should have silenced that initially. I would have taken a bit less damage. Displacement. Goodbye, dancing blades. It's a good thing I didn't divine bond that either, or else it would have been like even worse. And I still don't have my War Master. I still don't have my Aegis Barrier, so I've got nothing. So that sword dude, he is this is a really weird deck this person has. I'm pretty sure it's based around putting down as many Wraithlings as possible, and then buffing him up through Primus Fist and this 7/5. God, that guy, that minion is so bad in most situations. But this person made it work, and that's pretty cool. So, like I said earlier, I'm continuing to play not to lose. I've got no game plan. I've got no game plan. I'm just trying to survive, and it's not going over that well. I still have that dancing blade in the corner. It'll eventually get to where I need it to be. The provoke minion's doing a nice job of slowing her up. Using the silence on that, it's pretty great. But I got, I don't really have much of a... there's not a lot of options open for me. I've got the Keeper of the Veil, Provoke, 3/5 Provoke dude coming out next turn, probably. Ouch. This is gonna hurt. Notably, you shouldn't set up your minions like that if you are Abyssian, because you set myself up for a really fantastic Holy Immolation. Luckily for him, I don't have it. I'm assuming to him, her, whatever. There's Aegis Barrier, finally. So I'm definitely going to be popping that on my Ironcliff Guardian. I don't know why I'm contemplating doing it. I should probably just go ahead and do it already. I don't know why it's taking me this long to figure this out. Aegis Barrier, Divine Bond. Attack the 7/5 and then heal Oh wait, I have 3 health. How did I get the only 3 health? Wow. Okay, it's a little bit more complicated than maybe I let on. I definitely want to use my ranged minion to kill his ranged minion at the very least. There we go. Aegis Barrier, the Divine Bond. Attack that 7/5. So why don't I just go and attack Abyssian herself? The reason is because I'm, like I said, I'm playing not to lose. I'm just trying to clear board as much as possible and hope she makes a mistake somewhere along the line or I out-trade her somewhere. By trying to burst her down, I'm basically saying I completely give up. I might as well just surrender. Because there's no way I'm going to get that extra damage in. I have no way of doing that extra damage. So by clearing her board a little bit, I still have this uber powerful minion, which, by the way, is actually playing to my win condition. It's so late that I'm just playing not to lose. But I have this incredibly uber awesome minion that's going to take an incredible amount to get rid of. And it's going to clear her board effectively. And I should be able to outscale her. And when I say scale, I don't mean it in the traditional sense of stats scaling with items or whatever. I mean it in the sense that my deck gets better over time, whereas hers gets worse over time. So she still has a crap ton of minions that I have no way of dealing with. Well, wait. No, okay. She just made it easy for me. I can just Tempest this entire thing. Attack with Dancing Blades. I contemplated getting rid of the second son for something like a War Master. But a second son is better than, it's like a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush kind of situation. I find that a second son in the hand, literally the hand, is better than 2 War Master in the bush kind of situation. So there we go. So this is the playing not to lose. I'm actually glad this kind of game happened so I could show it. Because it happens pretty frequently during laddering. But I usually just the opponent is usually able to finish me off. But this time, like I've said before, Lyonar is incredibly slippery, so I could get around this nonsense and eventually win the game. And I'm just going to keep clearing her board. I think I actually should hold on to that Divine Bond. And not use, if I was going to use it, I should have used it on the 8/8. But it's too late now. Yeah. So she's taking a long time to take her turn. There's not really much to say. No, wait. This is the game I lose? I could have sworn I won this game. I do have a War Master coming up, finally. Jeez. I'm not sure it's gonna save me. All she needs is one dispel, and then I'm done. So, but does she have it? That's the big question, folks. Am I gonna come out of this alive? Oh, hey, I killed myself. Oh, that's a thing to mention. If you can play your War Master and then kill your general in the same turn, that's actually better because then you don't give your opponent the opportunity to try and play around it. So this is a huge reason why I even take the War Master at all. One, because it has a great Divine Bond combo, and two, it allows me to trade early with using my health and still be able to come back in the late game with my War Master. And the War Master has the 5/12, so that's pretty great. It does good damage. It's a nice little finisher, and that's 8 damage. The spell doesn't mean anything to me. And I can't use divine combo on myself because I'm considered a general now. Oh well. So I'm just continuing to play not to lose. Holy Immolation is not going to do a whole lot for me here. She doesn't have very beefy minions. And I don't want to take any damage to the face because then I'm so close to being on the verge of just being dead. No! Wait, why would I do that? I don't think I should have done that. Well, I guess, I mean, again, I don't really have much of an option, so I'm going to play my Provoke and just hope it protects me. I guess I did it under the assumption that I'd be able to... It's go down to 2 life or lose, basically. What has she got? I'm just waiting for that third freaking shadow tile to lose the game. Come on. Because I forget how this one ends. Dancing Blade. She's not going to get any value out of it. It's just to stop me, or slow me down, rather. She's got 5 health. She's so close. So she doesn't have lethal this turn. Wait. Oh, so that's a win. I just win. Oh, okay. Well, that's that was pretty... That was pretty, you know, anticlimactic. And that was a really long game. But that's it. That's playing not to lose, people. That was so pitiful of a performance by everyone involved. But anyway, that's it.